Hello all, welcome to my channel. Today our agenda is discussion of the interview questions. So the company is Capgemini here and the position is Microsoft Fabric Data Engineer and the round is L1. We will discuss what the questions they have asked and what answers we have to give. And it is happened here in 2025 November. So guys, here we are discussing now Capgemini interview questions for the position of MS Fabric Data Engineer and which is L1 round and that is happened here in 2025 November. And one of my friends has attended to that interview and she shared that questions to me. Now I am discussing about that questions. First question which they have asked is like tell me about yourself and your project. So for this question, what you have to tell, like you can give your introduction about yourself, like myself is so and so, and I am working to a current company. You have to tell your current company, and you have to tell I have overall like this many years of experience here in the IT field, and after that your designation, like you are working as a digital engineer or a data engineer or whatever it is, you have to tell that, and your roles and responsibilities whatever you have currently in your project, and you have to tell about your skill set as well, so that you have to tell, and after that about your project, whatever the project you are currently working, that you have to tell. And the second question which they have asked is here, do you have hands-on experience and notebook and PySpark code? Since we have attended for the data engineer position, definitely they will expect some PySpark or SQL code experience, hands-on experience. So if you have already hands-on experience, then you can tell, yes, I have. If you don't have, then you can tell, sorry, I don't have any hands-on experience, but I have exposure on PySpark. Like that, you have to tell the answer. And the third question which they have asked is like, what is the data size and data sources you have handled in your project? So for this, no, you have to tell like the volume of the data which you have handled. Like I have handled 1 terabyte of the data or 500 GB, like that you have to tell. Or if you have some number of records in a particular table, like I have 500 millions of the records in a particular table from one of my data sources. Like that you have to tell the answer. And after that, if you see what and all the data sources you have handled, so whatever the data sources you have handled like on-premise SQL, I have handled on-premise SQL Server or Azure SQL or Snowflake or Dynamics 365. Whatever the sources you have handled, you have to tell answer to that particular question in that way. So here the fourth question which they have asked is like, I have a scenario where you need to pull the data from on-premises that should be handled full load and incremental load. How can you design the data pipeline for that? So here, guys, like you have to explain the incremental load here. If you have already handled in your project, you have to explain that. You have to create one data pipeline here, and that data pipeline, it should handle both full load and incremental load. So I'll show you that what I mean to say the pipeline design here. So here, like if you can just take one, I mean to say. So here, no, you have to design like this. So two lookups you have to take, and after that you have to take one copy data activity, and after that you have to take one stored procedure, and again you have to take one more stored procedure here to handle your full load as well as the incremental load. So here, no, in this lookup one, this is for source to fetch the last modified date, and the second lookup is for to fetch the data or to fetch the last modified date from your bottom up table, and you have to compare that data. I mean, you have to compare these two last modified dates from two lookups in the copy data activity, and you have to copy the data to your staging table. If the last modified date of your what I mean to say, if the last modified date of your source is greater than your watermark table, then you have to copy it to the staging, and from staging to final table you have to copy with help of the stored procedure, and after that you have to update your watermark table once you successfully copy the data to your final table. And here you have to combine all these things like this. So like this, on successful of each and every activity you have to copy like this. So this is how you have to handle the copy data activity. I mean to say, this is how you have to handle the incremental load. If you want know, if you want to know more about incremental load, I will separately create one video for this and I will post in my YouTube channel so that you can go and watch. And the next question which they have asked is here, can you tell me about a pipeline and what and all activities we have in the pipeline and for which purpose we can use them. So here you have to tell the definition of the pipeline. So pipeline is nothing but here, which is the logical grouping of activities to complete one end-to-end task. That is called your pipeline. And you have to tell some commonly used activities here like lookup, the get metadata activity, copy data activity, stored procedure, or the set variable, or wait activity, or if activity, or switch activity, etc. You have to tell. And their use cases as well, where we can use, for which purpose we can use. If you take lookup activity, which can take or which can fetch the information of a particular table or of a particular database, or get metadata, we can use to get the metadata information of a particular folder. And copy data activity, copy data activity can be used to copy the data. Like that, you have to tell some activity names as well as their purpose here. And the next question which they have asked is here, do you know about wait and until activity? If you know that, you can tell yes, I know wait and until activity, and explain the purpose of wait and until activity. If you don't know, no, you can just tell them that sorry, I'm not aware of that. But most of the data engineers who are working in the real time, they should know about this wait and until activity. Wait activity can be used to wait your particular pipeline or your pipeline for the specified time. And until activity can iterate the things until a particular or a specified condition meets. This you have to tell. And the next question which they have asked is like, tell me about alert part. How can you handle the alerts? If your pipeline fails, how are you handling? So you have to tell like the logic apps in ADF. So like in the Azure Data Factory, earlier we used to take the logic apps help and web activity help to send the alerts, mail alerts, if your pipeline fails or successfully copies the data in the ADF. So you have to tell we are using the logic apps to send the alerts in ADF. Since we are talking about Fabric here and the interview is especially for MS Fabric data engineer, right? You have to tell them about the Outlook activity. So here in Fabric, no, they have removed the logic apps concept and directly we have Outlook and Teams activities which can be used to send the alerts. That's why you have to tell the Outlook activity. Yes, we can handle the alerts with the help of Outlook and Teams activity where you can directly send the email notifications to the specified users. That you have to tell. And the next question which they have asked is, if you want to send alerts to your mobile instead of the Outlook or Teams. So after giving this answer, the next question they have asked is like this. If you want to send alerts to your mobile instead of the Outlook or Teams, how will you do that? In crucial situations, if you want to send the high important alerts to your mobile as much as possible in less amount of time, how will you do that? So, while giving this answer, my friend who has given the interview, she don't know about this one. So she said, I'm sorry, I'm not aware of that because we use here the logic apps in the ADF and the Outlook contains activity here in the Fabric. So, but in ADF, we have one option that is for high priority of the alerts, we usually use here the Azure, I mean to say communication services here. We can use that. So, by calling some other Azure communication services, we can able to send the alerts even to the mobile phone. So, if you're already aware of that, no, you can tell that answer. If you don't know, then please go through this question and prepare some answer for this question. And the next question which they have asked is, any idea about Databricks? So if you have idea, then you can say yes. Otherwise, you can say no. So my friend said yes, because she know a little bit about the Databricks. So the next question which they have asked is like in the Databricks, since she said yes, they have asked that, what are the optimization techniques we use in Databricks? So she said, I don't know. Sorry, I did not work on that. I don't know like that. But the answer is here. We have, you can go through this and prepare some answer for this question. So we have some techniques here like, the filter. You have to apply the easy filters and you have to select the only required columns and you have to use only the built-in Spark functions. You have to avoid the user-defined functions here like that. There are some techniques here So you have to use that techniques and you have to tell the answer. We have some more questions in the same round, like they have given some SQL queries to write. I mean, they have given some scenarios to write the queries, SQL queries as well as PySpark queries. But we will discuss about these questions in our part 2. So thank you guys. If you have any questions or you need any other topics, please post in the comments or you can reach out to the below email ID. Do like, share and subscribe to our channel, and do remember, with the right data, every challenge has a solution.